Hello and welcome to Center for Victory's podcast of Your Best Day Yet. At Center for Victory, we're here to unlock, reinforce, and enrich relationships through personal and professional development. I am Eric Guy, Chief Victory Officer at the Center for Victory, and here alongside of me is Zack D, one of our executive consultants. We're going to start, we've been talking this month all about vision, right? 2020 vision for the new year. And I was wanting to pick your brain, so I'm going to turn the tables a little bit here on you. And we're going to talk about what that looks like for a millennial. Now, you know I really don't care about those labels, boomer, millennial, X, or whatever. But I think it would be beneficial just to kind of help people walk through maybe some of the more senior people that might listen to this and watch this to really understand maybe their kids or maybe their grandkids or whoever, or maybe just people, who work with them or whatever, or who they manage. But also for people your age to give them something to kind of shoot for and that. So with that, I'll just start off with a simple question. As a millennial, what's on your mind for the new year in 2020?
What's the definition of a millennial? I am definitely a millennial, but I know for me, as a 20-something, 30-something millennial, one of the things that is on my mind for 2020 is growth and opportunity. I think if you're not in a growth and opportunity mindset, especially being the 20, 30-something,
yeah,
that you're doing something wrong. So for me, I'm looking for opportunities to engage with new clients. I'm looking for opportunities to meet new friends. I'm looking for opportunities to network. I'm looking for opportunities to get in front of influential people because at the end of the day, your network is your net worth.
Ooh.
And I'll go even a step further.
Uh-oh.
Not only is your network your net worth, it's not about who you know, but it's about who knows you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in your 20s and 30s, and even in your 40s, you are laying a foundation of what people think about you, good or bad. And I think for me, I'm doing a lot of networking right now. I'm doing a lot of activity around, okay, how can I help as many people as I can?
Mm-hmm.
That's really the heart of our company, but that's also the heart DNA of me. I want to do enough good in the world so when somebody does need something, that they think about us, they think about our company, and they also think about me like, you know what, Zach's a trustworthy guy, he has integrity, and I know he's going to help me out. So I would say for me, it's opportunities to influence, opportunities to help, opportunities to serve, but also opportunities to expand my network to help other people succeed.
Good. So there's a lot of saying out there that millennials aren't motivated. I don't believe that because we have them running around all over the place here. I don't believe that, and I have my own hypothesis around that, and I don't want to go on about that. I would rather hear it from you. What are your thoughts around that when people say things like that, especially as you go into the new year? Because we have two of you are in the office here,
Mm-hmm.
and hang out with us, and both of you are extremely motivated, right?
Yep.
So what do you have to say about that? What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's interesting that 80% of today's population is de-energized,
Uh-huh.
disengaged, unmotivated. So I think it's a bigger epidemic than just the millennials. I think it's just...
You're talking about at work.
In work.
Yeah.
I would say
Yeah.
also in life. People
Yeah.
are wondering, people are just going by, doing the motions.
Mm-hmm.
They said there's more low constant state of depression and anxiety than ever before. And I think a lot of it is due to social media, but I think it's because we come out of college,
Mm-hmm.
we're a slave to our debt, so we have to go do something that we're truly not passionate about. So I think for me, a game changer has been the predictive index. That's what we do, that's what we sell, that's how we help companies
Mm-hmm.
get the right people in the right role, that's how we help motivate and keep their people engaged. But for me, I think it's just as big as a personal development tool than anything. And for me, understanding how I'm wired, especially you coming alongside of me, being an expert in this, saying, okay, Zach, this is how you're wired. You can either do something that fits how you're wired behaviorally, or you can go do something else.
Right.
And for me, it was that self-awareness piece of, my gosh, I'm wired this way, I was born this way, therefore why not put myself in a position to utilize those gifts that have been given to me. So for me, I've been placed in a very good spot that fits who I am as a person, as an individual. So I don't have to pretend, I don't have to bend,
right.
I don't have to use energy to do something that I'm not wired to do.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I'm in my sweet spot.
Right.
I would say for the majority of people, they're a slave to debt. They're a slave to their student loans. They're a slave to everything where their biggest thing is they have to get a job right out of college to pay back their student loans.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, yeah, they're probably going to be unmotivated because they're not passionate about what they do. They're not in their sweet spot. And the second thing I would say is the values index has helped me out tremendously. What are my motivators? What gets me up every single day? And for me, mine so happens to be economic.
Mm-hmm.
I have a huge desire to win, to be compensated. And I don't shy away from that because really the reason I want to make a lot of money is so I can help people in need, people that could not help themselves, especially.
Which is your other high value.
Which is my second high value is altruism.
Yeah.
I want to help. My biggest motivator is helping young men without fathers, because they didn't sign up for that when they entered the world. You know what? I want to be born without a dad.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't ask for that, and they're already at a disadvantage. So my job is to say, how can I use my resources to help put these guys back on track to be successful, so they're not locked up in prison and entering the cycle of leaving their family when they get older.
Yep.
So I would say anybody's not in their sweet spot, of course they're going to be de-energized, demotivated, and almost feel entitled because, hey, we're creating that kind of culture,
We are.
whether we want to admit it or not.
Absolutely. As far as your own personal development goals, so talk a little bit personal. What are some of the goals you have for the new year?
Yeah, I would say my biggest one, and this comes actually from the values assessment that we do.
Uh-huh.
And I know I'm using a lot of our assessments, but this has been game changer for me this year, is that role awareness. So what are my roles, ROLES, what are my roles as a person?
Yeah.
And I would say my first one is definitely to be a man of God.
Mm-hmm.
My second one is to be a great husband. And, for me, this past year, and it's been a tearjerker, but I honestly can say this with all sincerity, I've invested in my marriage, but I've invested in my marriage 5 years out. So I'm working my tail off now, doing things that are preparing us for the future, but neglecting my marriage right now. So my goal is to be a better husband, and what that looks like.
Be a present husband.
A better present husband.
There you go. I like that. Yeah. I actually do like that.
Because what that looks like, so we want to talk application. Yeah, that's a goal, cool. But what does that look like today? That looks like twice a month we go out to eat, just me and her, going to dinner or going to a movie. Twice a month we're investing in our marriage. Every Saturday, twice a month on a Saturday night. Once a quarter we're getting away for a weekend where it's just me and her. Friday night, Saturday, come back Sunday. But we're spending that time to get unified and getting recharged, because the worst thing to do in your marriage is to try to fix it when it's already broken.
That's true.
Preventative
I'm glad
maintenance.
you're learning that now.
Well, let's just say it's been a challenging year.
Yeah, right. But you've done well.
Yeah.
And you're pushing towards that. That's a good goal to have.
Yeah, we're doing great right now. My second one is to become a better leader.
Okay.
And my application to that is I just joined a group called Vistage. that has, I've been to one meeting and it's been tremendous so far.
Mm-hmm.
I'm grateful to be around those group of people, but then also
especially with our homeboy Dick Singer.
Oh,
right?
I love Dick.
Shout
Dick.
out to Dick Singer.
Dick, we love you. But then also to get in, so to speak, other coaching groups, or to surround myself with other leaders that have been there and done that. What I'm currently doing, but I also want to get back down to my optimal weight, which is right around the 195, 200 pounds. So what does that look like? Application, going to the gym 6 days a week, 20 minutes on cardio, 20 minutes in the weight room. Another thing is, the biggest thing is eating healthy. So not going out to eat as much, making sure that I skip breakfast. That's just me, intermittent fasting, every 2 hours. But making sure that I'm eating a good meal for lunch, and then dinner, starting to cook a little bit more. And then lastly is, personally, I want to be able to help another 33 companies. So right now, currently at 25, want to get to 55. So that's another 30 new companies that I want to help in the new year. So those are what are those? Those are the 4 things that, in the new year, this is what I'm focusing on.
If you could just, really just kind of share with us some of the strategies that you've learned and are going to implement in the coming year, what would they be?
There's 3 things. Number 1.
You better give me some props on this one.
Focus.
There you go.
Actually, that is written down by you, but it is focus. And the way I like to look at it is you can look at it from 2 different standpoints. You have, say, 5 buckets.
Yeah.
You only have a pitcher of water, right? How are you going to fill those 5 buckets up? It's impossible. So the less buckets you have with the same amount of water that you need to pour in those buckets, the more they're going to be filled up. So when you don't have focus, you're putting that much water in 5 different buckets versus filling 1 to 2 of them up.
Right.
The other way you can look at it is you have 5 different piles of firewood. You only have so much gasoline. What gasoline are you going to put on those fires? Well, if you want to have a big bang, you put all your gasoline on one fire. So that's the power of focus. Focusing on 1 to 2 things that I'm really good at, not what people say I'm good at, but what 1 to 2 things I'm good at, and putting all my energy in that. Another thing is, and I learned it this year, when you feel like giving up for the day, keep going. Yeah. Because I know for me, when I felt like giving up for the day, say it's 4:35, and I know I have another 5 calls in me, but I just got shut down the last 3 people. I've actually seen clients come out of the last 5 phone calls of the day because I decided, you know what, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to make those 5 more phone calls. And I've seen success.
Yeah, absolutely.
And going that extra mile and making sure that I press through. And the last thing is find your best hours in the day and give it your most important thing. So for me, mine still happens to be the first of the morning. When I wake up, that's when I'm the most focused. And actually right before I go to bed, that's when I'm the most focused. So I spend a lot of my important focused work, so making phone calls, following up with clients, first thing in the morning, and then I like to do a lot of my emails right before I go to bed because that's where I'm the most focused as well. So those are strategies I'm going to continue to implement and get even better in the new year.
Yeah, and then last idea, if you could just leave some tips, especially for your fellow millennials. What are some ideas that you would share with them to get off to a great start in 2020?
I would say find a new circle or improve your circle. So what I mean by that is, who are you doing life with? I know for me, you got to find something like a Vistage, something where people are coming to say, you know what, I want to improve as a leader, I want to improve my business, and I'm growth oriented. You don't want to get around people that are just going to go through the motions. So find people that are going to challenge you, find people that are going to call you out, find people that are going to say, you know what, there's more in you. And then also find those mentors. You have been a true blessing in my life as a mentor, as a friend, as a business owner. I've learned so much from you. And to kind of piggyback on that is find mentors in your life that are experts in their field.
Yeah.
So you, man, you're the best, like hands down, you're the best at what you do. Finance, who is the best that I can get around that is a financial advisor? When it comes to marriage, who is that 70-year-old person that still has their marriage together, that are still kicking it, you know, and having a good time? Then also like personal development. So things that you're looking to improve on in the new year, find those mentors or those experts in those fields, and just get around them and ask them to coffee and say, hey, I would love for you to invest in me once a month for an hour.
Yeah. Good stuff, man. That's real good stuff, and I appreciate you sharing all that, and hopefully it's helpful. I just want to leave you with this, and it's a very short quote, and it's very much you. I mean, when I think of you, it is no one's going to do life for you, right? Go out and get it done yourself. I mean, have a plan, go after it, get around good people, listen to them, get focused, and go after it and get it. And that's what you've done, and you've been successful with that. And I hope this has been helpful for everybody today. But that's all. We'd like to thank you for watching. Make sure you leave a video, the like down in the comments below. We also appreciate if you hit that subscribe button as well as the bell icon to get notified when we post next. If you'd like more information, you could always visit us at centerforvictory.com. And we always end it with this and saying, wherever you're at,
whatever you're doing, make this your best day yet.
We'll see you.